Assalamu alaikum and welcome to my Simulink Students Challenge submission. I am Ahmed Anani and I am a mechatronic undergrad engineer from Ain Shams University that's located in Egypt. And today I will be showing you my submission, which is a simple simulation for a hexapod spider robot in a simple environment. Let's dive to the model. First thing, I implemented the model via SolidWorks as a mechanical model first. Then I evaluated an URDF extension, making the base of the robot the parent and each leg the child. Then I implemented it via sim import in Simulink. After that, I had to do some steps so that the robot could understand that he is in an environment and he is walking into, so I could test his performance in different or by different inputs and observing the outputs. First thing, I had to evaluating the limits of each joint. I did so by making all the other joints or other legs 0, giving them constant 0 so there is no movement, and focusing on one leg. That leg, I give it random values of angles so I could see where its lower limit and upper limit, and I added some damping and stiffness in order to make it more realistic, like a real joint. After evaluating those parameters, I did this for every leg. Then I had to make the model of Simulink understands that there is a ground that the robot will be standing on, so I created a ground, and in order to make Simulink understand that there is a contact between the robot and the floor, I added a special contact force. I searched on MathWorks many documentations in order to implement this. It took quite the effort, but it paid off thanks to MathWorks documentations. And for each leg I had to develop a contact separately, as the block doesn't make a contact with many objects. It just has to be like one object and other no 2 or 3. I have to evaluate this separately. So for each leg I evaluated a contact between it and between its ground. I make the same ground for each leg so that it can do its contact freely. After that, the next step was that the robot was fixed to the world frame, so the base was still there, no effect of gravity. So I added this 6th degree of freedom joint so that it allowed the robot to move with no constraints, or with 6 constraints actually, which the 3 Cartesian direction and the 3 angular directions. And I made as well a contact between the robot body and the floor, in case that the robot all legs slides and open wide, so that the body won't fall down from the model. After those things, I evaluated simple forward and inverse kinematics. I treated each leg like a robot manipulator having the same base, and I added a joint down there at the tip so that it act like a target or at the end effector. And here is my evaluating for the forward kinematics. Each line represent a leg and its forward kinematics having its target and its base. Same thing did with the inverse kinematic blocks, giving it a kind of x, y and z values at a specific instance of time so that the robot could go to them. And let's dive into the simulations. That was the robot with no kinematics, just a sinusoidal input to the motors. Here is moving, and here was the kinematics. I didn't care about the inputs, I just cared about its movement with the random inputs I put into. That was pretty much it, and thank you for your listening.